Hello, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and this episode is What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for June 12th, 2019. How this episode works is, basically, you give me stuff that you're upset about, and I rant about it for you. Usually. Sometimes I turn it around on you if I think you're being a jackass, or if I disagree with what you're saying. I turn it around. I do that in this episode, actually. So keep an eye out for that one. There are multiple ways that you can contact me. The email address is mctaggartattack@gmail.com. The Twitter account is @KevMcT. And okay. @KevMcT, which is @KEVMCT, or the first three letters of my first name and the first three letters of my last name. There's also the McTaggart Attack Podcast Facebook page, which you can find on Facebook. And how What's Pissing You Off Wednesday usually works is I post something on my Facebook account. You can find me there too. And I simply ask, what's pissing you off today? Tell me what's pissing you off today, and I'll rant about it in my next podcast episode. Something to that effect. I'll put that on Facebook, I'll put it on Twitter, and I'll get responses back. Sometimes I get, messages on my podcast Facebook page. Sometimes I'll have people tell me something to my face. I had someone told me something, face to face in this episode, actually, now that I think about it. So that's exciting. And, so that's how this episode basically works. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I swing it over to me ranting about the topics is I use the Podbean app, and it's amazing. I love it. I'm a technophobe, I think. So Podbean app really helps. I do all my podcasts on my phone. I love the Podbean app. It's Podbean. Pod, like podcast. Bean, like Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson. There. Ha! Sponsor me, Podbean. If you're listening. I don't know if you're listening. Anyway, let's move on to the rants. Shall we? Alright, well, the first one that we'll be doing for this week's What's Pissing You Off Wednesday comes from Twitter, comes from @Mashugana, Mashugana, MASHUGANAA. I want to go on a rant about people's Twitter names, Twitter handles, or just screen name handles, but this is not the place for that. This is What's Pissing You Off Wednesday. Anyway, Beverly is her name, and she is pissed off about those median panhandlers. I'm going to assume that she means those median panhandlers who don't appear to be homeless people. I have a problem with anyone who begs at the median or at an intersection or anything like that. And they have, new clothes or different clean clothes every day that they're at the corner. What the fuck is that all about? It appears as though you have a job or something. It appears as though at least you have some place to live. So all you do is beg at the corner because that's easier than having like a regular job. I can't imagine you get that much money begging on a corner. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't be panhandling on the side of the road or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. My argument is with those people who are doing it when they have a house and when they're just too fucking lazy to have a job. But if you're homeless and have no other resort to anything, can't you have no fucking choice. You're at that level of desperation. People who pretend to be homeless just to get the money from people are fucking assholes. Those people should be ashamed of themselves for doing that. Those phony median panhandlers. Those fake median panhandlers. Why don't they just stop being lazy and try to get a job? It's just annoying. Like, I will see it here in the Upper Valley. Like, I will see people panhandling. But, like, they'll wear different clothes every day. And they look like clean clothes, so obviously they have a roof over their head, And why can't they just try for unemployment or something like that? Why do they have to why do they have to resort to panhandling? That just makes any homeless person who has to absolutely panhandle look bad. Or worse than they already do. Than these panhandlers who, one, are taking their corner, and two, are only panhandling because they're too lazy not to do anything else. Shame on them for doing that. It's fucking pathetic that they have to resort to panhandling when they can do other things. Ridiculous. If you don't like how I ranted about your topic and want me to do it over, please let me know. You can contact me at mctaggartattack@gmail.com or find me on Facebook or Twitter at KevMcT. But I said all that stuff already in my introduction to this podcast, so I'm not going to go on further with that. Let's see, the next one is Anthony Rodart on Twitter at ToneBallsZ. TONEBALL, S is in Sam, Z is in Zebra. Again, what the fuck is up with your Twitter handles? How do you come up with your Twitter handle? Seriously. Anyone who has like a weird Twitter handle. How did you come up with it? I don't understand. Anyway, Anthony Rodart, or Rodarte? This is a bit of a funny one, and I want to apologize about it beforehand. I wasn't expecting my girlfriend's period, so we can't have sex this Memorial weekend. He sent this to me on Memorial Day weekend. He's upset because he can't have sex with his girlfriend on Memorial Day weekend. Well, Anthony, I think there's other stuff that you could probably do. Maybe, I don't know, get to know her better. Maybe, I don't know, go out on a date. Or, I don't know, go to a barbecue with her. Spend some time. Communicate with her. Get to know her better. Find out her interests. Find out what she doesn't like. Find out, I don't know, when her period schedule is. Find out, because if you know her, if you know your girlfriend as well as you know your girlfriend, you would know when she's on her period. I would think, right? I would think that you would know. If you knew your girlfriend really well, you would know when she's on her period. Or she would let you know, or something. I don't know. Maybe there's a communication with you and your girlfriend. Maybe you and your girlfriend aren't actually meant to be with each other, since you don't seem to give a shit when she's bloody once a month. This podcast episode has gone really disgusting now. But yeah, Anthony, I'm sorry that you can't have sex with your girlfriend. One, does your girlfriend want to have sex with you? Have you thought about that? Is she really on her period? Is she lying to you? If she's lying to you, she probably has good reason to lie to you, because you don't know her very well. I'm imagining that Anthony and his girlfriend are probably broken up at this point, or on the verge of being broken up at this point. This is just another example of when you send me a what's pissing you off, I will turn it around in your face. Maybe not in your face, but like I will turn it around on you. I will flip it. And this is definitely a flip-worthy one. An ignorant boyfriend who doesn't know anything about his girlfriend. An ignorant boyfriend who only cares about having sex with his girlfriend. An ignorant boyfriend. Just an ignorant boyfriend. Shame on you, Anthony. Shame on you. Shame. We have another one from Twitter. @JusticeIsrael. And their name is Justice Israel. Yay! That one is a Twitter handle that makes sense. As opposed to Tone Ball Z and Meshuggah. Justice Israel from Twitter says, seeing commercials for Roundup saying how it's been trusted for decades. Meanwhile, they are losing lawsuit after lawsuit for killing people that use their product, amongst other things. Oh yeah, this is a big deal. Like Roundup is like an insecticide for lawns and stuff like that. But apparently it's caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma or leukemia or something in people that use it. You know, that simply like go around and spray it around the house. It's caused cancer in people. Or it's being alleged as causing cancer in people. There's like lawsuits and stuff. There's class action lawsuits and things like that. Shame on Roundup. Shame on Roundup for obviously not fucking testing well enough. Shame on Roundup for you would think if you were going to put out an insecticide that you would want to test it and make sure that it's not harmful to humans. Someone at Roundup obviously fucked up, since Roundup apparently causes cancer in human beings. I mean, what the fuck? That's just a scary situation. There's so much stuff out there in the world that can kill you, which they sell in the supermarket or the hardware store. But they don't care, they just want to sell it. Because people like it, and it works. Of course it works, but apparently it works out way too well. Because not only does it kill weeds, it also kills people. That's fucking ridiculous. And sad. That there's stuff out there that does that. Stupid Roundup. Let's see. We have two more. One is from Jason Marby on Facebook. Fellow comedian. I did a show with him. He does a show once a month in I want to say it's Piedmont, Massachusetts. Or something. Pittsford, Massachusetts. Yeah, that's it. It was a great show. I had a good time. But Jason is pissed off about having friends that support Trump. Yeah, that is disconcerting. That is pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad that there are people out there that have fallen for this orange-haired buffoon con man who makes people want to think that they give a damn, that he gives a damn about them when he doesn't care about them at all. He just wants to be the most important person in the world. And he's said whatever the fuck it took to do that. And sure, he's probably done some good things, but he just sounds like a goddamn arrogant bully asshole. And I'm just so fucking sick and tired of him. I can barely talk about him and feel good about it. Like, I want to, like, see his side or any, like, Trump supporter's side in supporting this guy. But it's fucking ridiculous. It's goddamn scary what this is. Like, Trump supporters. Trump supporters just are blind, and they will support him no matter what. And good for them, I guess, to be committed to something, but also bad for them to be committed to a racist, misogynist, sexist douchebag of a human being. Just fucking annoying. And he's a racist. Trump is a fucking racist. And I'm sick of it. Just sick of that stupid ass motherfucking racist piece of shit asshole. And the fact that there are people out there that support him. There are people out there that supported him, that voted for him, that didn't even let other people know that they voted for him. That, like, did it undercover. Because they don't want anyone to know that they support Trump. Because he knows how bad it would be if people found out that you would support Trump. Those fucking people are the fucking worst. Let's see. I think we have one more. And it was told to me to my face. On Friday night at a comedy show in New Haven, Vermont. I was talking to Shane Blodgett, my favorite Blodgett brother, I should point out. Shane is upset about food trucks not returning to the fair next year. Like, as he told me, he'll go to the fair and enjoy one of the food trucks and get all excited throughout the whole next year to eat from that food truck again. And then he'll go to the fair. And that food truck that he's been waiting for all year isn't there. The food truck is not around. Poor Shane has to find some other food truck to enjoy food from. He can't enjoy the food truck that was there last year. He has to settle for some other food trucks that's there at the goddamn fair. It's fucking terrible. I mean, where the fuck did the food truck go? Who's to blame? Is it the fair who decided not to bring the food truck back? Did the food truck become too successful and start a restaurant somewhere else? Why don't they have also their food truck business? I don't understand why they also just don't have out a food truck and the business. See, would seem to fucking work. You'd still make a lot of money at the fairs. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to just be a goddamn restaurant now or something like that. How about the people that go to the fair looking for your food truck and your food truck is in there? That's irritating, especially if I've been waiting for this food truck all year long and then I go to the fair and the food truck is missing. Alright, well, that sums up this week's What's Pissing You Off Wednesday for June 12th, 2019. As always, you can email me at mctaggartattack@gmail.com. You can find the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack podcast. You can find me on Twitter at KevMcT. And I think that just about covers it. Happy What's Pissing You Off Wednesday, everybody.